National Electrical Code Section 353 addresses surface raceways, outlet boxes, and fittings. Specifically, it outlines regulations concerning surface raceways installed above suspended ceilings. As a general rule, according to this section, surface raceways are prohibited from being installed above suspended ceilings. However, there is an exception to this rule. This exception is detailed in Section 300.22c of the National Electrical Code. Section 300.22c allows for certain wiring methods and equipment to be installed in spaces used for environmental air, often referred to as plenums. These spaces are frequently found above suspended ceilings and are used for heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, or HVAC systems. The exception in 300.22c permits the installation of specific types of wiring and equipment in these plenum spaces, provided they meet certain requirements. These requirements are designed to minimize the risk of fire and smoke propagation within the plenum. The wiring methods that are typically permitted in plenum spaces include, firstly, listed plenum-rated cables, often designated with a CMP rating. These cables are specifically designed and tested to have low smoke and flame characteristics, which means that they produce minimal smoke and do not easily propagate fire. Secondly, rigid metal conduit, or RMC, is permitted. This is a heavy-gauge metallic conduit that provides excellent physical protection for conductors and is inherently fire-resistant. Thirdly, intermediate metal conduit, or IMC, is another approved wiring method. IMC is a lighter gauge metallic conduit compared to RMC, but it still offers good protection for conductors. Fourthly, electrical metallic tubing, or EMT, is also allowed. EMT is a thin-walled metallic conduit that is commonly used for branch circuit wiring. Fifthly, flexible metal conduit, or FMC, is permitted under certain conditions. When FMC is used in plenum spaces, it must be installed with fittings that are listed for use in such spaces. Sixthly, liquid-tight flexible metal conduit, or LFMC, is also allowed with listed fittings. LFMC provides a liquid-tight seal and is suitable for use in damp or wet locations within the plenum. When installing wiring and equipment in plenum spaces, it is crucial to ensure that all materials are properly listed and labeled for plenum use. This ensures that they meet the fire safety requirements of the National Electrical Code. Additionally, it is important to follow all applicable installation instructions and guidelines provided by the manufacturer. This will help to ensure that the wiring and equipment are installed correctly and safely. Some common violations related to wiring above suspended ceilings include: firstly, the use of non-plenum rated cables. Using cables that are not specifically listed for plenum use can create a fire hazard. These cables may produce excessive smoke and flame in the event of a fire, which can spread quickly through the plenum space. Secondly, improper support of wiring is another common violation. Wiring must be properly supported and secured to the building structure. This prevents the wiring from sagging or becoming damaged, which can lead to electrical faults. Thirdly, the use of standard outlet boxes is a violation. Standard outlet boxes are not typically designed for use in plenum spaces. Plenum-rated outlet boxes are available and should be used instead. Fourthly, failing to properly seal penetrations is another violation. Any penetrations through fire-rated walls or ceilings must be properly sealed to maintain the fire resistance of the assembly. Fifthly, exceeding the allowable fill capacity of raceways is a violation. Raceways must not be filled beyond their maximum allowable fill capacity. This can cause overheating and damage to the conductors. In summary, while surface raceways are generally not permitted above suspended ceilings, Section 300.22c provides an exception for specific wiring methods and equipment installed in plenum spaces. When working with wiring in these spaces, it is essential to comply with all applicable National Electrical Code requirements and to use materials that are properly listed and labeled for plenum use. This will help to ensure electrical safety and prevent fire hazards. Always consult the latest edition of the National Electrical Code and local codes for the most up-to-date requirements.